As far as I'm concerned, this is nothing but a bunch of lies. They are not telling the truth to the American people. Between yesterday and today, the lies, as far as I see it, coming out of Washington are getting it deeper and deeper. They're almost as deep as the fucking snow that I got outside today. This is getting so disgusting. Every time they open their mouths, it's untruths. That's all it is. I'm going to talk about yesterday quickly. Kamala Harris, you know, I like to call her Carmella, that's my pet name for that fool, had the fucking nerve to go on national TV and compare Pearl Harbor and 9/11 to the January 6th riot at the Capitol. Literally said the extremists who invaded the Capitol were the same types of people that bombed Pearl Harbor and that took down the World Trade Centers on 9/11. And this woman claims to be the Vice President of the United States. This is where we are as a country, that she is so far gone, so far away from reality, that you're comparing a tragic, tragic day such as Pearl Harbor and 9/11 to a riot that lasted a few hours at the nation's capital. And yes, the riot was disgusting. Don't get me wrong. I don't condone it. It was wrong. It should have never happened. But when you're comparing that to days in history that thousands and thousands and thousands of people lost their lives, you're comparing those to a riot at the Capitol. I know a few people got killed, and again, it's sad. But this woman claims to be the vice president. This is the kind of shit that she thinks. Imagine, just imagine if she ever took over for fucking Sleepy Joe. Like I always said, you think we're screwed now? We'd be even worse. Worse. She's clueless. She needs to go, just like he needs to go. Nothing coming out of this woman's mouth is the truth or makes sense. Her staff bails out on her left and right because apparently she's a tyrant the way she treats her staff. Because, as you know, I'm Kamala Harris. I'm the vice president. You're a fucking asshole, and all you do is lie to the people, and we all know how you gained all your political ground. No one cares about what you have to say. No one's listening to you, and no one believes that you and Uncle Joe actually won this election. End scene with Kamala. Uncle Joe today goes on national TV to talk about his jobs report. Are you sitting down? Sit down for this. Jobs report. The unemployment rate right now is at 3.9%. It's the largest drop in 1 year in American history since he's the president. Since Joe Biden won the election, the unemployment rate dropped to the lowest rate it ever did in history under one president. Lie. Where is it? It's a lie. Number two. I just can't. I can't even. I can't even. He says there's 6.4 million more jobs created since January of 2021. No. People going back to work after the pandemic are not jobs created. It's people going back to their jobs because most of them probably would have still stayed home if he kept paying them all the money to sit home. But no, they cut that off. So these people had to go back to their jobs. So, and I'm not saying there's no new jobs, but over 6 million new jobs in 1 year, it's absolute garbage. It's absolute nonsense. Okay? And if you believe it, then you belong on Biden's team. There is no way that this guy who's failed at everything since the day he took oath has created 6 million jobs. Not under his regime. No fucking way. He also goes on to say that over 200 million people are vaccinated and back to work. Well, the way they're pushing their vaccine, I can see millions of people getting vaccinated. But I can't see that it's working. He admitted it himself. The federal government cannot solve the COVID problem. Can't do it. That was his plan coming in. I have a plan to stop the virus. What did he do? He gave up. He gave up. He said to each individual state, I give up. You do it. You figure it out on your level because I got nothing. You got Tony Fauci, who in my opinion, again, should be in prison for the lies that he's spewing, because every single day it's something different. The CDC has lowered the quarantine for someone COVID positive from 10 days to 5 days. And the other 5 days after your quarantine, you can wear a mask. Guess what? I tested positive for COVID this past Monday. I've been in my house since then. I started getting symptoms 2 days before. Okay? The Rhode Island Health Department told me I had to quarantine until at least January 11th. Okay? So that's more than 5 days. So I'm hoping I'll be back at work next week. So they don't even know what they're doing. They're juggling it day by day. Let's see what we can come up with. We got to get people, they can't stay in the house too long because people are going to think we're not doing anything. You're not doing anything. Tony Fauci can't make up his mind if you got to wear one mask or 6, wear a KN95 or a fucking face cloth. He's supposed to be a scientist. He's a medical expert. He's a doctor. Why doesn't he have a lab coat on, going into the basement of some big fancy lab and trying to figure out how we can stop this virus? Why? I'm going to answer my own question, because it's about money and it's about pharmaceutical giants making money. Okay? Don't fact check me. You can if you want. But this is the truth, and this is out there on all the mainstream media, all the media that the left loves. They love Tony Fauci, and they love every piece of bullshit that comes out of his mouth. It's all garbage. No one knows what's going on. We do know that people are out of work. We do know that COVID is spiking now like it did back in 2020. We do know that the vaccines don't work 100% because vaccinated people are carrying COVID and they're passing it on to people because they don't know they have it. Quite frankly, I believe that's how I became infected, because I was near someone on my job who was vaccinated. And apparently they had COVID when they were near me working. I caught it. They tested positive a few days after they were near me. Okay? So I believe I contracted it from them. And again, I'm not crying over spilt milk. I went almost 2 years working at the job I do with not the cleanest and most wonderful citizens of the state I live in. And I got lucky. But I decided I was going to get vaccinated. Okay? So I did. So basically, I went a year and almost a half unvaccinated from the beginning of 2020, worked through the entire pandemic when everybody was home, everything was locked down. I went to work with the men and women that I work with, because in our business, it doesn't shut down, okay? Crime doesn't sleep, it doesn't stop. It needs to have people there to deal with it, okay? So I went to work. Then I had a change of heart, and I got vaccinated. And lo and behold, 6 months later, after my second shot, I tested positive for COVID. This is after over 100 rapid and PCR tests, every one of them negative. So, was I better off not vaccinated? I don't know. But now I got it. I'm feeling okay. I'm still a little tired, but I caught it after I was vaccinated. And they do say the Omicron is way more transmissible. Well, apparently it is, because I got it. And I don't go anywhere but to work and maybe to a market and home. And that's it. But that's besides the point. This guy's on the news spewing job reports that are so far from the truth, but no one's going to question it. No one's going to question it, because they have failed at every single thing they have done since the beginning. Every single thing. The border crisis is still a clusterfuck. Kamala did nothing, continues to do nothing, and that's still a mess. You don't hear about that anymore, okay? How come? Why is that brushed aside? The Omicron is taking off like a fucking race car in a NASCAR race. It's flying. People are getting it left and right. And thank God it's not bad like Delta or whatever other fucking variants they want to call it. The point is, no one is telling us the truth. There have been doctors that are experts, nothing but experts in RNA vaccines. I'm not going to say any names because I don't want to get taken down. They have been all over the media. One has been banned from Twitter because he's speaking the truth, in my opinion. And I don't know shit. All I do is read. I research. I go online, just like everybody else. And just like all the fact checkers. I want to know where they're getting their facts. But I think I'm looking in the same place. One of these doctors had so much important information. He actually worked with the federal government, worked with the CDC, but apparently he wouldn't play ball with them, if you want to put it that way. He wasn't going to play ball with them. Ethically, couldn't play ball with them. So basically, he got fucking blacklisted. And it's wrong. Why can't... I don't give a shit what political party you're from. Why can't everybody just get together to try to do the right thing? No one can agree. All they want to do is fight. I don't care if you're a Democrat, a Republican, an independent, if you're a Green Party, Blue Party, LBGTQ plus fucking 12 party. I don't give a fuck what political party is involved. But what this country needs right now is for everybody to get on the same page and put a stop to this nonsense. Because how long do we have to go on living like this? The mainstream news outlets, NBC, ABC, CBS, CNN, CNBC, QVC, CVS, all these fucking agencies, that's all you see and hear when you put on the radio or the TV news. You hear nothing good, and it's all about COVID. People are tired. People went to vote and elected these so-called leaders to do the right thing. And what they're doing is dividing this country more so than it's ever been before. This guy has been in office 1 year. And I'm going to say it again. I have seen nothing but failure in that 1 year. No one knows what the truth is. I quite frankly don't think anyone will ever know what the truth is. But something has to give. We made it through the holidays, and now we're into 22. Can't these politicians just put their fucking egos aside and get together and say enough is enough? Tony Fauci's got to go because he's too pro-left, he's too pro-dem. He needs to go because he's a fucking liar. Okay? No one believes him. I don't think he even believes himself anymore. He talks so much shit. But again, that's only my opinion, and I'm entitled to it. We all know we're stuck with Biden and Kamala for another few years. But with the powerful so-called leaders in Congress, can they just put their egos aside and a few of them put their martini glasses down and say, look, we need to do something now because our country is starting to look like a third world fucking shithole. And all they talk about is COVID, 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 and how many trillions of dollars can we spend on the Build Back Better Biden fucking propaganda bullshit. I'm sorry. That's all I'm going to say. It's just so sickening that, and I always come back to this every single time I put a TV on or I go online. There's always something bad. There's nothing good. And for Biden to think that he's going to go on TV and talk about the highest drop in unemployment in the history of any president in 1 year is under him, you know something's wrong with him. Because there's no way. There's no way. Excuse me. There's no way. I burped. I'm not going to edit that out, so fucking deal with it. Everywhere you go, if you go out, there's no workers. There's no workers anywhere. Businesses are closing. Restaurants are closing early. You go to the market, you're like you're in a ghost town because nobody's working. How is the unemployment? How can it be so low? There's no one working. You can't find anybody. So if the unemployment rate is really at 3.9%, where are all these people? Where are all the 6 million people that went back to work? Because it's not all big tech jobs. It's not all big money jobs. If all these people got jobs, they have to be working at blue-collar jobs, supermarkets, restaurants, construction workers, you name it. A job is a job. But you want to go on TV talking about this big job growth. I, for one, I'm not seeing it. And I'm pretty sure anybody watching this, they're not seeing it either. I don't care what state you live in. So let's just stop the bullshit. Stop the bullshit. Tell the fucking truth. Because nobody believes anything anymore. And we're tired of hearing about the fucking COVID. End it. Figure it out. All these genius doctors and scientists, you got to come up with something. And again, Fauci should put on a fucking lab coat, get in the lab, get a couple of beakers or something, start cooking up some shit. Cook up something. And figure out how to stop this. Because the vaccines that Pfizer and Moderna are pushing, on 100%. We all know that. I'm not making it up. So don't fact check me because you know it's the truth. Come up with something. Okay? Come up with it. And that's all. I'm done with this rant. This is my first video of 2022. I'm sorry it took so long. Like I said, I got the Rona. I haven't had energy to fucking walk to the bathroom. Never mind sit on here and go nuts. But thank you for watching. I'd appreciate if you subscribe to my channel. If you want to give my video a like, I'd appreciate that too. More importantly, share this video with somebody you may think wants to hear this kind of stuff. I'm trying to grow my channel. My growth has been very slow. I'd appreciate my viewers and listeners' help to share my videos, spread the word. I do this because I enjoy doing it. I like being aggravated, and I hope everybody enjoys it. Happy New Year to everyone. I hope everybody's healthy and safe. I hope everybody, if you had the vid, I hope you got better. If you got the vid, it sucks, but it's not that bad, in my case anyways. Have a great night, and we'll talk soon. Take care.